What is God calling you to give up in this Lent season? God bless you. My name is David, and welcome to another day of 40 days of passion, power, and purpose. You know, one of the main questions that I always hear is, what are you giving up for Lent? I always hear that. And people say, I'm giving up chocolates, I'm giving up this. And, you know, it's so crazy because the culture changes. Sometimes it's not about giving up, it's about giving to God. But today we see that not only is God calling us to give up, but also God is calling us to give in. You see, you got to give up to give in. Now, so Dave, what are you talking about? Well, look what the Word of God says today. Do not judge others, and God will not judge you. Do not condemn others, and God will not condemn you. It says here, forgive others, and God will forgive you. So I've noticed that the only way that we become compassionate towards other people is when we experience God's compassion in our lives. And this is a process through which God takes us. You know, life happens, right? And when life happens, you're going to understand that we are going to find ourselves in situations where we're going to want to judge people, right? And we're going to want to condemn people. But then God is like, stop doing that. Stop condemning, stop judging. You know what I've noticed in life sometimes, particularly, you know, church, right? A lot of people don't believe God because we give God a bad name. You know what I'm talking about? Like, we believe in God, right? But we're the ones judging. We're the ones pointing fingers. We're the ones saying, oh, look at them, you know? And God is saying, you know, stop the nonsense. Stop judging people. Stop condemning people. I mean, how are people going to believe if when they see you, they can't see God? How are they going to believe if when they hear you, they can't even hear God, right? I have a question for you. When people encounter you, do they encounter God? When they encounter you, they encounter heaven. Or when they hear you, they're like, man, God can't be real, because if he's the one that goes to church and I can't even hear God through him or see God through him. So this is why God is calling us to, this is a time of change, of transformation, of conversion, of sacrifice. So here's the Word of God that says, give to others, and God will give you. Now watch this. God will give you. Indeed, you will receive a full measure, a generous helping pouring into your hand. So God is calling us, say, as in the measure that you give, in that same measure, you will receive. I find that it's backwards. We want a minimum investment with a maximum return. Right? We want to give in a little bit, but God, give me everything, right? And today God is calling us to let go, or better yet, to give up and to give in. And then it says here at the end, for the measure you use for others is the one that God will use for you. So if you condemn, right? You're like, well, God, don't condemn me. Well, God, this is the idea today. Don't condemn. Don't point fingers. Don't judge. Give up and give in so that God can also bless you. And as he's blessing you, he will use you to bless other people. Today's action passion is a dual, right? It's like a two-part. So it's give up and give in. What do you got to give up and what do you got to give in? Now, giving up is hard, but giving in is even harder, because you always want to have your way. But today God is like, can I have my way in your life? Can I please have my way in your life? So what do you have to give up? What do you have to, is it a relationship? Is it an attitude? Like, what do you have to give up? Not only do you have to give up, what do you have to give in? So God is calling us to give up and to give in. I'm going to be praying for you, because I know that for some of you right now, you're like saying, David, I'm skipping this action passion of the day. I'm going to wait for tomorrow's action passion, because today's action passion, I don't like it. Well, guess what? Tough. Today, God is calling you to give up and to give in. I'll be praying for you, because I'm also here in the same boat as you, and God is calling me as well to give up and to give in. God is calling me as well to not judge, to not point fingers, and to love. So, remember, tomorrow is another day of passion, power, and purpose. But today, as you're giving up and you're giving in, why don't you also share the videos using the hashtag 40 Days of Passion. Peace.